I love physical media. As you can tell from my shelf behind me, I don't know if it'll focus on, but I love physical media. I love everything about it. Recently, I've been hanging out with my buddy Pedro, and these past couple months anyway, he's been getting me back into like physical media and getting me more and more into like building my collection. I've always had a handful of VHS tapes and some movies. Steelbooks were mainly what I collected, but over these past couple months, just being in this space, working on this shelf behind me, I've really kind of just been building it up and been adding more and more. I have a shelf over here that has a lot of my Blu-rays, my Steelbooks, and Criterion. But today, I really wanted to focus on and show my VHS collection. I love VHS tapes. Reminds me a lot of my childhood. I just got a new TV. I don't know if it'll focus on this. It's a Toshiba. It has the built-in VCR, which is awesome. I have like my GameCube and some games that I usually just plug in on my smart TV over here. So I haven't yet plugged it in there to get like that full nostalgia experience. But I have a great VHS collection and I'm really proud of it. And I wanted to show some today. So I'm trying to figure out how to start this. Let me get a couple off my shelf and I'll have them ready to go so I can show you guys right here. Cool. All right, so I cleared my shelf real quick. I'm not gonna spend too much time on these first couple, but I just wanted to share that I had them. I have a couple sports ones that I think are pretty cool, mainly from the Yankees World Series. So the World Series in 1999, this is actually still sealed, and I just realized that. So I have that, but I love the artwork on this guy. It is the year 2001 Subway Series, which was cool. It says it on the side, which is kind of sweet. I love that it says that. I love the artwork on it. Really happy with that one. So just wanted to show those real quick. I also have this, and I was super stoked to find this at one point, where I know it has pretty much a lot of my favorite players anyway. But the 1996 Dream Team, I thought that was pretty sweet. So those are just a couple of the sports ones. I'll highlight those really quick. But I mainly want to get into the bulk that I have, and I have a lot. So it's pretty much all on the side here. So we'll get into that now. All right, I was trying to figure out where I should start. And I think I'm gonna start with this main pile over here. I'm gonna start with some miscellaneous ones. These were the ones that I had initially right next to on the sides of my TV. These were probably my favorite. I am gonna start with my personal favorite, and that is gonna be Spider-Man. Love the VHS, I love the cover for it. These are super clean. I actually have 2 copies, so I don't even know why. I usually try to get whatever I can Spider-Man. They're both pretty fresh. I think just one of the tapes is a little banged up, so maybe that's why I ended up hanging on to both. But those are my absolute favorite. And then my favorite Tobey Maguire movie being Spider-Man 2. I had to get that. Love that cover, love that artwork. So I had to get that. Definitely, I love Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I think those movies are perfect in my opinion. But that honestly made me fall in love with Spider-Man in general. So had to get those. I'll highlight a couple of classics that I have. Love Forrest Gump, had to show that. So I have that as well. I actually found this not too long ago. I had one a while back, and I got this one. I ended up getting this one too. I always think of the artist Phil Imagineer on Instagram, who I became pretty friends with anyway. I love talking with him about artwork and stuff in Disney. But He Framed Roger Rabbit, had to get that on VHS. He actually gifted me the little Franklin statue up there. So thank you, Chris. I really appreciate you sending me that over. And I'll never stop thanking him for that, because that was one of the nicest things ever. I'll get into that pile in a little bit, but I want to keep sharing these guys. Got Men in Black. Love that cover. Holographic foil cover and sleeve. Really cool. A couple more classics. E.T. I like the sleeved ones a lot more. I used to like only get the clamshell ones, but I started getting more and more of the sleeved ones. I just think they're sweet. One of my favorite movies, The Temptations. Really cool cover. Had to show that. Still sealed too. I haven't listened to that one or watched that one yet. Another holographic one, X-Men. Really cool cover. Really cool artwork. Really cool design. One of my favorite movies all time, love Robin Williams. Hook. And fun fact, voice of Zuko being Dante Bosco in that movie. And that's, once I started watching Avatar, I was like, why do I know this kid's voice? And he was in Hook. So really cool movie. Love that movie. Love that iteration of Peter Pan. My favorite movie all time, Remember the Titans. Anytime I get that question, what's your favorite movie? Remember the Titans. Full of a lot of my favorite actors. Love the story. Sometimes forget that it was a Disney movie, but I love Denzel Washington, Ryan Gosling being a liability in that movie. I love football in general, so a lot of my favorite actors are in that movie. But yes, that is my favorite movie all time. I was surprised to find this on a sleeve, but got The Incredibles on VHS. Sometimes I forget that was even a thing on VHS. I got really lucky. I got that at, I think, at a shop nearby. Really cool cover though. Really happy with that. And then I found this not too long ago, but I'll actually show both movies of this. Have Shrek, got it at Goodwill. Shout out to Pedro for letting me know that they had a handful of VHS tapes there. But my personal favorite Shrek film being Shrek 2. That was a really cool find. I got this at a vintage shop in my town, so really happy to find that. That is my favorite Shrek movie. Next, I think I want to do some of like the stuff that I had when I was a kid, being a lot of those kind of tapes, so I'll bring that pile over closer. All right, so a lot of the kids ones that I have, a lot of like the kids tapes, I should say, and a lot of the stuff that I watched as a kid is what I want to show next. Let me get some of these down closer. Had to get SpongeBob. Love SpongeBob. I still quote that show every single day, so had to get that. I went to Comic-Con last year and I almost met Steve from Blue's Clues. I still kind of regret it. I ended up meeting a lot of the Avatar voice cast. I regret not meeting Steve, and I'm hoping he does it again. Just in case, if I ended up meeting him, I actually got a Blue's Clues VHS. This is the pilot episode, so I wanted to get that. Cool artwork on it, but I wanted to get this tape in the event that I ended up meeting him, because I would have had him sign that. I just think it's something cool. If I ended up getting it signed, I thought that would have been a cool thing to get signed. But yeah, that's the first episode on there, so kind of cool to have. Blue's Clues was one of my favorites growing up. I'm a Bluey guy, love Bluey, but it all started with Blue, so had to get that. I thought this was cool. I had the I Spy books, but I thought I Spy on VHS was kind of cool. I feel like I've watched it. I forget if it was in class when I watched it, but I thought that was a pretty sweet pickup. That's still sealed as well, so I got to break that out at some point. And I have a couple of these. I'm happy I got them. It is the Disney sing-alongs. Two of my favorites. I have tattoos of both Lion King and Aladdin. I ended up getting a double that I got to give to one of my friends, so I thought those were cool pickups to have as well. I like the artwork on those. A couple of the other kids ones I have a couple Rugrats tapes. The Chucky one, honestly, is super cool. Chucky the Brave, really happy to find that. And love that it's on an orange tape. A lot of the Nickelodeon stuff, I love that they put on orange tapes. Both of them, though, being on orange tapes. Love that Nickelodeon did that. I love the colored tapes that they did. And I'll get into a couple more of those in a little bit. Random movie, but I remember having this as a kid on a clamshell, but I found it as a sleeve in pretty good condition. The movie Ants. Like that I have that. And I also like this is, it's almost like a timepiece that it shows some of the buildings in the background. It still shows the Twin Towers on there, so I thought that was kind of cool that like you could see like what time period that this actually came out. I gotta see what year I don't remember what year it came. Yeah, 1999. Wow. Yeah, at the time I think that was one of the went up with Bug's Life around that time when it came out. So it's pretty cool that it shows that stuff. Some of my favorite tapes I have, I'll pull these two. I'll do two at a time. The Pokemon ones, I think those are really sweet. They always did such a cool job with the artwork on these, on the sides too, and on the back showing like little sneak peeks from the episodes. But love the Pokemon tapes. I won't show them too much, but I mainly wanted to get episodes that I remember watching. Definitely remember the Gengar episode. I remember episodes with Jigglypuff, but I had to get these. The episodes that highlighted when Ash got his Pokemon, the main guys anyway, being Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander, but also the pilot when he first got Pikachu. Had to get those. I love that most of these tapes have the Poke Rap in it at the end of each episode, so really happy to find a lot of those. Some of these I ended up ordering on eBay just because I wanted specific tapes, but love those. I'll stick with the Pokemon theme. I do have the first two movies. First movie being probably one of my favorites. I love Lugia, so I love that second movie. I do still have to get the third one with Entei. Hopefully at some point we'll get that. And just another Rugrats one that I'll share, Rugrats in Paris. I still have to get the one with the wild thornberries. I think it's Rugrats Go Wild. I have to get that one. Cool thing with this tape, still an orange tape, which is awesome. A couple other ones I had as a kid and watched as a kid. Jimmy Neutron movie. Again, shout out to Pedro. He let me know that a lot of these were at Goodwill, so I had to rush over and get that. Spy Kids 2, my favorite Spy Kids movie. I love the creatures that were kind of combinations of the two, so love having that. Iron Giant, one of my favorite movies all time. I have a tattoo of Iron Giant. I don't know if I've ever showed it. It's a little screw. But I love this movie. Love having it on VHS. Another all-time favorite, Space Jam. Have to get Space Jam. It goes well with the sports movies on my shelf too. But yeah, those are a lot of those. I'm trying to think of which other ones I want to show real quick. But maybe I'll kind of get into a lot of this stuff where I'll highlight it. A lot of the Star Wars tapes. I have all the original trilogy and 2 of the prequel trilogy. Literally, my favorite Star Wars movie is Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is impossible to find. I don't think they printed it in America. I think they only printed it in Europe on VHS, and that breaks my heart. So if you're feeling generous and you want to give me one, mail me one. They're super expensive, and I don't think I'll ever have it, but I love having the artwork on VHS. I have them on Blu-ray, I have them on DVD. I love having that kind of stuff. So the next section I'll kind of go through. I'm trying to gauge which ones I have. I want to do my Disney set now. I have a lot of Disney ones. Before I even get into the Disney ones, I'll highlight first things first, my Muppet set. I have the Muppets Take Manhattan. Love the Muppets. I will always love anything Muppets related. I'll have the OG Muppet movie. Love having that. Muppets Treasure Island. I don't think this tape works. I love the artwork on it, so I ended up just keeping it, but I tested this on an old TV. I don't know if the tape works, so I have to try it again and see. And then I have the Great Muppet Keeper, which is pretty cool. I'll show later on another Muppet movie that I have that is a Christmas movie, so I'll show that in a little bit. So I promise I have that one too. But mainly, I want to get into my Disney movies. I have a lot. That's probably what initially started me collecting VHS tapes. Because I feel like a lot of people had these Disney movies when they were a kid too. But I want to show the main stuff that I have here. So I'll start with this guy, Atlantis. Just rewatched this not too long ago. Love this movie. Would love a live action of that, even though Disney decides to keep making live actions on movies that shouldn't be live action, but we won't talk about that. Goofy movie, one of my favorite Disney movies. Big Powerline fan. love having that one. And that one's actually pretty clean too. One of my favorite movies, I would love to have a tattoo from this, Brother Bear. Fun fact, Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker, voices Keener in that movie. Another favorite, Treasure Planet. Love that cover. Love that movie. Good movie. Might actually watch it later now that I just picked that up. One of my favorites, shout out to Phil Collins, doing the soundtrack, Tarzan. My girlfriend's favorite, Disney Princess, being Mulan. Great movie. Love that one. Another one of my favorites and another tattoo that I have, if I can show that, I have the Hercules medal on my wrist, being Hercules. Love that movie. Love the soundtrack in it. That's essentially the majority of the reason why I got that tattoo. Another tattoo that I have, Aladdin. I have the genie on my arm somewhere up here. There he is. But love that movie. Love Robin Williams, like I said earlier. This is the majority of the reason why I love the genie. Lilo and Stitch. Remember having that when I was younger, that exact tape. I love that some of these tapes still have like the advertisements in. If you thrift a lot of tapes, you'll still see a lot of the little flyers for other movies and things like that and promos that Disney would have. Classic, obviously have to have Lion King. Have that. I do have Lion King 2 as well. And of course, the underrated film, Lion King 1.5. I have that on VHS. This is actually still sealed, which is kind of cool. But love that movie. Love having all three of those. The classic, I remember watching this all the time on VHS when I was a kid, Dinosaur. The beginning scene in that movie, though, terrified me. And the lemurs are kind of terrifying in that movie. Gotta show love for Pocahontas. Another classic. I have that. I love this cover. It's a 25th anniversary edition of Winnie the Pooh. Like that the cover kind of reminds me of the book, which is kind of cool. I love that. Mary Poppins. Random COVID memory that I have from a couple years back. Had a couple of friends come over and we were kind of just creating artwork in my garage. At the time I had my brother's TV, but we watched that Mary Poppins movie and it was awesome to watch that on there, so that was really cool. I just showed the Winnie the Pooh movie, have to show the Tigger movie. Tigger is my favorite of the Winnie the Pooh characters. I do love Eeyore, but Tigger more reflects me and my personality. A couple more classic Disney ones, but Beauty and the Beast, Hunchback, great soundtracks. I have to show those. Snow White. And the last, Fox and the Hound. I have to rewatch that because I feel like crying, so we're gonna possibly watch that at some point soon. I'll show these guys too real quick. Oh, well, no, I actually have a couple more classics. Oliver and Company. This is actually a pretty clean copy of it too, which is cool, kind of sweet. 101 Dalmatians. And I'll show these two guys. I got Fantasia 2000. And you know I got the original Fantasia as well. Part of the reason I named my whole account and my art account Sorcerer Maddie is because of Sorcerer Mickey, obviously. Love Sorcerer Mickey. There's all the iterations of Mickey, but I think Sorcerer Mickey, definitely my favorite. A couple other guys that are a little lesser known Disney movies. James and the Giant Peach. Loved this movie when I was younger. Angels in the Outfield. This copy is a little beat up, so if I ever find another one, I'll probably end up getting rid of this one and swapping it out. Life Size. This was a classic, but kind of sweet to have Tyra Banks and Lindsay Lohan in the same movie. I think this was on the Disney Channel all the time too, if I remember correctly. But I got that. One of the first movies I remember watching, Air Bud, and part of the reason why I love Golden Retrievers. Another Lindsay Lohan, Parent Trap. Had to get that. Really good movie. And then some of my other Pixar ones. I showed The Incredibles earlier. You know I have to have Toy Story 1 and 2. Finding Nemo. That was a cool copy of that. Monsters Inc. And I got to show that tape was blue. So if you ever see Monsters Inc., that was pretty sweet. And what I mentioned earlier, and this is actually really cool with this tape, the inside of it, of the clamshell, shows a full image, which is super cool. But this is what I was talking about before, the promos that would come with it. Like, look at these. I could save 75% on extreme coolers with Mickey Mouse on it. I'm trying to see what year this is. If that'll show. But yeah, stuff like this I think is awesome. I'm trying to find a year somewhere. It's not showing me. I'll find a year at some point. But I love that kind of stuff. And look at that, like on popcorn, Disney on Ice is on the back, and this is the front of it. I just love like themed promotional stuff that they would do, and they throw in with a lot of these tapes, so really, really cool. I love having that. And the last Pixar one, I should say, Bug's Life. So really cool, love all that kind of stuff. I love all my Disney, and that's, like I said, that's pretty much the reason I started collecting a lot of these. I'm taking a break from some of these normal ones, and a lot of these classic VHSs. I want to show my Christmas ones. Christmas is my favorite holiday. I love Christmas, and I do love Christmas movies. So I had to show some of these. I showed some Muppet stuff earlier, but I do have Muppets Family Christmas. Super cool to see like some of the Sesame Street characters on the back too. I'll show the other Muppets classic, and my favorite Christmas movie, besides one other, but I love Muppets Christmas Carol. And that other favorite Christmas movie, I love this Elf VHS slip. Love that it's holographic. Love that the pretty much made to be like the snow globe in the movie, but I love that it shimmers like that. Got Jack Frost, Michael Keaton, Jingle All the Way, another classic favorite of mine, Sinbad, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that is actually young Anakin from the OG prequel, the first prequel, I should say. Not necessarily a Christmas movie, but I loved this movie when I was a kid. I keep it with my Christmas ones. Snow Dogs, another Disney classic. Home Alone 1 and 2. I just found the second one pretty recently. I just love, this one was a clean copy of it, so I've been waiting to get that one. I just feel like all the ones I was coming across had a little bit of damage, so I just wanted a clean slip. Last Christmas movie that I have, Oh the Good Slow Christmas with Jim Carrey. Really clean cover, a little bit of damage on the top, but love this movie, love his iteration of the Grinch. A couple more to show. Let me get them in order real quick, and then I'll show those too. All right, toward the tail end, I'll show the rest of my clamshell ones, and I'll show a couple just miscellaneous sleeved ones that I have too. But starting with the clamshells, had to get Matilda. Found this actually recently too. Love that movie growing up. Another one I loved growing up, this version of The Little Rascals. Still quote this all the time too. The pickle song and just saying "Oh darling" all the time. Another one I loved as a kid, Spirit. My brother loved this movie and we pretty much watch it all the time. Really good soundtrack too. Cats and Dogs. That was a really good one. A lot of movies that just made me fall in love with dogs. I didn't have one as a kid, but just love all those movies. Power Rangers. This is actually my only Power Rangers one that I have. I think they made a bunch too on VHS. One of my favorite shows, being Hey Arnold. Had to get the Hey Arnold movie. One thing I can't stand, they didn't make it on an orange tape. It's a Nickelodeon movie. I don't know why they didn't do that, but whatever. And again, love Robin Williams. Had to get Jumanji with him. The movie terrified me at certain parts, but definitely love that movie. Really clean copy of that too. And then the rest, these are just kind of miscellaneous. Some of these I just got for the heck of it, but some of these I really wanted. Harry Potter definitely wanted. This was a really clean copy of it. Really happy I got that. A couple musicals. I got the original West Side Story, original Moulin Rouge. I've seen this. I've watched this original one. Moulin Rouge I have not watched. I've seen the Broadway show, but I haven't watched this, so I think at some point I gotta end up watching that soon. A couple random ones. The Italian Job, good movie. League of Their Own, a really good movie. Just love Tom Hanks. I feel like a lot of his projects I just love, so had to get those. A couple other things. Ace Ventura, had to get. Loved watching The Crocodile Hunter when I was a kid. I don't think I've seen this, but I always used to watch Animal Planet. Love Steve Irwin. Had to get that. Really cool cover and everything with him on it. I remember this very, very vividly. Watching this with my neighbors when I was a kid, because they were all into the Big Idea shows like VeggieTales. But I thought this was cool mainly because of the neon tape. I thought that was a really cool touch. But it's 3-2-1 Penguins. I remember watching it even briefly, but very vividly watching it at their house. So had to get that too. Catch That Kid. I remember watching this. I think it's even cooler knowing that that's Kristen Stewart, and I didn't even realize that Corbin Bleu is actually in that movie. That's him on the top there. But I thought that was funny to get. Had to get this awesome cover, Michael Keaton Batman. Haven't watched that in a while. Just a random one my brother gave me. I love the Fantastic Four, so I had to get the like an original comic version of that. Kangaroo Jack. Loved watching that movie when I was a kid. Jurassic Park. Classic cover. And then these last ones. Happy Gilmore, a couple Adam Sandler ones. Big Daddy. And my favorite Adam Sandler movie, The Waterboy. But yeah, those are all of my VHS tapes. If you watched all that, thank you. I kind of just wanted to record a video just showing all that because, like I said, I love physical media, and I really just wanted to show all the ones I had. So I got to put them back all on the shelf now. I'll probably end up popping one in and maybe watching it in the meantime, but I kind of just wanted to showcase all the movies that I had, mainly so I could see too and have some recording of my collection. I think a future video I'll end up showing my Blu-rays and just a lot of my other physical media that I have. So Blu-rays and steelbooks, but maybe even video games, because I have some older games that I have of PlayStation 2 and a lot of GameCube that I'd like to show. But if you're interested in that, if you're interested in physical media, follow my Instagram. I love this stuff. I'm always looking for places in the Northeast to try to visit and go collecting. There's not too many shops near me, but usually any chance that I can, I'll try to do that. Barnes & Noble, as I'm posting this, and I'm going to edit this, Barnes & Noble has 50% off of the Criterion collection, so I've been getting bits and pieces of movies here and there for that. But I've been just trying to build up a relatively more modern collection too on top of the VHS collection. So stay tuned for that video, Blu-rays, modern stuff, and like steelbooks and things like that. So appreciate you watching. Let me know what movies I should keep an eye out for. I have a full list of VHS tapes that I still need. But let me know pieces of your collection that you love. But thanks for watching.